Hey, hello everybody. Hey, it's Mr. John here. Today we are going to be animating the walking cycle. So for all of you who have the FlipaClip app downloaded, this is what we're going to be doing it in today. The rest of you, you know it. You can watch this video later, but go download that app and then you can rewind this, or you can watch it later and you can walk right through it with me and learn how to animate the walking cycle. Now, this cycle of walking is the same cycle that you can use not only with um, this FlipaClip app, but you can do it if you're animating just a stop motion puppet. So it's the same thing. Or even if you're using like, the little Lego men, you're animating a Lego guy walking. It's the same process. So let's get started. So I am opening up my software, FlipaClip. We're going to name it Walking Man. We're going to create this project. And I'm going to go here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to create a person to walk, right? So I got a couple new things to show you. I'm not going to go over everything that I did last week, all the different tools I used, but I'm going to show you some new ones. So if you're not familiar with this at all, go watch the first clip where we animated the fish. We drew him, we used some different tools. I showed you how to, to color, to draw, different things like that. Go watch that one first, then come back here and watch this one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw. I'm going to show you a little tool that's pretty neat. Up at the top, right up here, you see that little ruler. We're going to start with that. And again, I'm going to use my finger for this whole thing, all right? Some of you don't have a stylus. That's okay, just use your finger. If you got a stylus, that might help, that might improve it, but we're going to use our finger. So I'm going to touch that little ruler up at the top, and it brings up this thing on the side. It gives me the option to draw a line, to draw a circle, or to draw a square. The first thing I want to do is I want to draw a line, and this is going to be the line that my person is going to walk on. So I want that line to be nice and straight towards the bottom of the screen. So I'm just dragging that orange handle that's right in the middle, and it allows me to move it up and down. I'm going to set it there. The little circles on the side will let you move those ends in whatever direction you want to. So, but I don't need that right now. It's just going to be straight. Okay, and then you can just touch the line and just run your finger right across it, and it will draw a line. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to touch the ruler again, get rid of that. Now, something else I didn't show you before, but then I'm going to show you now is that we are going to add a layer. Okay, so this line is going to be on our first layer, but we're going to add another layer. That's just another, it's like another piece of paper that you can draw on that you lay over the top. And so I can draw on this on the second layer, and it won't interrupt the bottom layer at all. So if I draw something on the top layer and I erase it, it won't erase the bottom layer. Okay, so I want that line to be safe, that I don't erase it. So down in the lower right-hand corner, there's the little, you got that little number 1 with those boxes. That's talking about the layers. So you just touch it and hold it, and then your layers will come up, and then you can add a layer. And so now the red bar says I'm on layer 2 now. That's what I want. So I'm going to touch away. Now I have a new layer. Now I'm going to draw my person. Okay. I'm going to go back to my ruler, and I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to draw a head. Okay, so here's a little circle. Brings up the circle tool. So the cool thing about this guy is that you don't have to make that circle the right size. You can draw a circle, and it'll go right around that center square. So if I touch right in the middle of this, and I just move my finger in a circle, it's going to draw a circle. I could draw it a little bit bigger, and it's just going to keep drawing as many circles as I want. All right, right in that same circumference. But I don't want all those circles. I just want that one. So that's my undo button up at the top. And that circle's a little bit big for a head, but you know, you can make this guy however you want. You can have a big head, small body, or a little tiny head and a big body and big feet. However you want to draw it, it's fine. Doesn't have to look like mine, just has to have legs and a body. I guess you could even make it without a head if you wanted to, but my guy's gonna have a head. Okay, so I'm going to touch the ruler, get rid of that. And then I'm going to go to my lasso and I'm going to circle that and I'm going to make it a little smaller because that head's a little too big. There we go. That's what I like. And then I'm going to place him over on this side because he's going to be walking to the right. Okay. That's about there. That looks good. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make a square body. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my pen up on top, click on the ruler, and go to my square down over here on the right. It's going to bring up a square. Now these little circles on the side let you manipulate the size of the square, right? So I kind of want something like that, I guess. And then I'm going to run my finger around that red line on the outside. It's going to draw a square. Click on my ruler to get rid of that. Click on my lasso. And then I'm going to shrink this down to, I don't know, something like that. Bring it on over. Maybe we'll put a little gap in between. Okay. Well, he's looking a little large too, so I'm going to select the whole thing and I'm going to shrink this whole thing down a little bit. There we go. Something like that. And he's a little not standing up straight, but that's okay. Let's just rotate him a little bit. Good. Okay. Now we're gonna get that straight. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the legs and the feet. Okay. So there's lots of ways you can do this. I'm just gonna freehand it. Okay. Because the legs there's lots of ways that you can get in there and make them look perfect, but we're just going to freehand it and it's going to be fine. Now, you can even do this with a stick figure if you wanted to, and then that way you're just drawing legs like this, right? Perfectly fine. I'm going to add a little bit of depth to them, but this would be a perfectly fine stick person, and he would walk and it would be perfect. Okay, it'd be great. Okay, so let's go in here a little bit. And the first shot we're going to do is we're going to do the legs with the furthest spread, right? Like he's taking a big step. Okay, that's going to be the first one. And this is going to be 5 different clips to the walking cycle. Okay, you're going to have the spread. You're going to have the spread on the other side when he finishes his first step. You're going to have him right in the middle where his legs are pretty close together, and that's called the pass. That's when the legs are passing each other. And then you're going to have one on each side. Okay, so you're going to have where he's stepping up higher and his leg is following, and his leg's going to be kind of tracking behind like that. And then you're going to have where he's coming back down, and that's going to be like where his leg's out in front before he sets it down. Okay, so those are the 5 steps that we're going to do. Get rid of this. Okay, so the first one is the spread. So let's get in here close. It's a lot easier to draw on your closer in here. we are just going to go to our pen and we are going to go something like this. Again, I'm doing this with my finger. So I have this big fat finger in my way, but it works. It still works. And then we're going to draw the foot. Nice, look at that. Okay, now we have to draw the other one behind. It's going behind, and it's going to be going kind of from the same spot, a little rotating spot right there. So we're going to go back this way. Too wide. And put his foot like this. How about that? Perfectly good leg. Then what we have to do is we have to come in here and we have to erase so we know which leg is in front and what's happening here. So this right leg of his is going to be in front, and we are going to set up our eraser. There we go. And we don't need this line over here because that's on the other side of his body. All right, look at that. Okay, so that's your first, that's your spread, that's your first one. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we are going to create the fifth frame, the last frame, because it's going to look very similar to this with his legs spread. So we're not going to have to redraw those legs. We're going to use these legs. So let's just go down to our first frame, hold our finger on it. We're going to copy it, and then we're going to paste it. Okay, now we're in frame number 2, which is going to be 5. It's going to be at the end. And what we're going to do is we're going to just swap the legs at the top. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. Just come in here, and we're going to pretend like this leg that's behind is in front. So we have to draw it like it's in front. So we're going to continue this line up, and we're going to continue this line up. Like that. Then we have to erase all this other stuff. Oops. Oh, that's the one I want to keep. Get a little confused here. It can be a little confusing. Legs going the different directions. So now I have to finish his body right there in the front. So I'll go back to my pen. Get in here. The closer you get, the easier it is to draw, especially with your finger. All right. And now his legs have changed. So, I mean, even if you just looked at this, you can tell that it's working, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in frame number 3, the center one. Okay, so we're going to go back to 1, and we're going to hold our finger on it, and we're going just to paste a blank frame. So that's right next to the copy one that's down there, right to the right. It says plus arrow to the right. That's going to put a blank frame in there. So our number 2 is blank. Then we are going to grab, go back to 1, and we're going to grab the top of his body. So we're going to lasso around him, and then just right where his legs are, going to lasso that. We're going to copy it up at the top here, copy. And we're going to go to our second frame, and we're going to paste it. So now we're in frame 2. It lines up on that first one, but we're going to we're going to move this over to, what I like to do is, so when you walk, when you take a step, when this front leg gets straight, you actually go up higher, right? So he's not going to go straight across like this. He's actually going to get taller as he walks. And so as people walk, they do this type of thing, right? They bounce up and down. So we're going to go to the very height. So where his leg is right above his ankle, that's going to be where we want. We're going to make him a little taller like that. I want that leg to kind of line up there. Yep. That's about right. Okay, now we're going to draw his legs down and complete his foot. So this leg is going to be kind of straight, the one that's in front. We're going to start with that one. Look at our marker. We're just going to go straight down to his ankle. So this one, we're going to come straight down, straight down to the front of his foot. And we're going to draw his foot. And his foot is probably going to be sitting flat, so that's going to change a bit. Then, now remember the middle one is when the leg is passing, so it's going to be kind of behind but bent. So we're going to go something like this. And you just got to kind of imagine where that other leg is, and his foot's kind of like that. Maybe you'll see a little bit of his ankle. And we erase. We erase the old leg. Old stuff. And we'll add in his body right there. Okay, so now right now you should probably see a little bit of walking action going on here. One thing we need to do with this number 3 guy is we need to move him forward though. So he needs to move forward. So we're going to grab his whole body. Should have done this earlier, but we're going to lasso his whole body. And we are going to move him forward. I'm going to match up that back foot though. See, he's a little bit lower. That's good. So now we should see, oh, right there almost looks like he's walking. Look at that. Pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to add in the 2 in-between frames. So we go to number 1, hold it, and we copy a blank frame out there. And then we go back to 1 and we do the same thing. We lasso his body, copy it, go to 2, and we paste it. Now this guy has to be right in between, so he's not going to be all the way over like this. He's going to have to be like right in between, but a little bit higher. Estimate. Once you get it kind of where you think it is, then you can just look. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we are going to redraw his leg down to where his foot is. And it might still be bent a little bit. His heel is definitely touching. And maybe his foot is touching the ground. And his back leg is up off the ground probably, but not in front of the other legs. So we're going to go kind of in between here. Oh, I could be a lot better at feet here. But, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Erase all the other lines. And you can spend as much time on this as you want. You can just make this guy look as detailed as you want. All right, how's that looking? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you can get. Okay, so the last frame we're going to put in here is between 3 and 4. Okay, so we hold down number 3, we copy a blank one to the right, and go back to 3, and we lasso, go back to our lasso tool, we circle this guy, we're going to copy him, go to 4 and paste. So he's tall here, so we need to come down a little bit. And like that. And we look at these, see how it goes. Yeah, I think that'll work. So then we just add the legs in again. Same process. This front leg has to be bent a little bit. Something like that. And then we erase. Then our front leg is going to be out in front, kind of lifted up like he's ready to take that last step, right? So just come out here like that. We'll erase all the other parts. Doing all right, and then there is our sequence. How's that? What do you think? Okay. The next part of this is pretty simple. I'm going to let you kind of try it on your own, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the 3 dots up in the right hand corner and go to your frame viewer, and then you'll be able to see all your frames. We're going to take frame 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to duplicate it so that we can get the other leg moving forward. Okay, so just press and hold and then select these. We're going down at the bottom, it says copy and paste to the right. That's going to be our new sequence. And then what you're going to go in, you're just going to go in and you're going to change which leg's in front and you're going to erase. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one for you and you can do the rest of them. Okay, so we are on 6. So you just grab his whole body, move him forward. Going on, should be right. There we go. That's where we want it. Moving forward, it's taking the next step. And then we are going to go in and we're going to change the legs. Okay, so the one in the back, that left foot, you know, we're going to move it to the outside. It's going to be the right foot. So just draw right over the top all of this. Big line. And then we're going to erase that other leg that's in front. Okay. Oh, there you go, look at that. So then go through 7, move him over, place him right on top of that other foot. Same thing with 8, 9, and then just swap those legs up on top. Just redraw that, the one that's behind in front, and erase. Okay, simple enough. All right, so get that going, work on that, and then tomorrow I will show you how to do the arms. The arms are a little bit easier than the legs, but then we can finish our person. Feel free to color this guy if you want to, put some color inside of him. That might be kind of fun in the meantime, but that's the video for today. So post your video. You can download this if you want to. If you go to the settings, you can save it as a movie, and then you can post it. Show me what you got, or send me a screenshot. You can actually take a photo of your finished guy and send a little screenshot if you want to. So, all right, well, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.